you cut out most of Contact and then just have Angel's part come in suddenly,
I was gonna say,
which is
how do
really
you pull
awkward.
off Angel without Contact? I was wondering.
It's really awkward.
Okay.
Just suddenly Angel's singing with a sheet around him. I'm like, okay. So it was
Sure,
better. This
why
was
not?
fine because, hey, they did it.
Exactly. Any other negatives you want to throw out there?
Well, it kind of touches on what you guys were saying. My intention today was to rewatch it, but I just never got a chance to. So I can't give you specifics, but some of the line and lyric changes just seemed out of place and didn't make any sense. So it goes along with what you guys both just
Fair
said.
enough.
You know, like there's times where I felt like they were changing stuff just to make it different. And to me, that's completely unnecessary. Like even the very, very beginning, the introduction, I forget what exactly he says, but he says something different. And I caught it today because I started to watch a little bit of it this morning. And I'm like, wait, why did I miss that on Sunday?
Well, yeah, they started it. He wasn't even talking at the start.
Yeah, they didn't do the intro. I expected the intro, but they didn't do that. And I kind of understood why, because they wanted to get right into it. But, like, where's the intro? Like, I was waiting for it.
Just, like, dive right in there. But then there were other things. Like, I knew they were going to change La Vie Boheme. I knew they were going to change some of the words in Tango Marine because you can't say them on television.
Right.
But some of them just didn't fit. And I was like, why is that the choice that's being made? What is happening right now?
Yeah, like I understood, like the curse words they got around easily. Like they did really well with getting around the curse words because they're easy curse words to get around. You know, It was an F-bomb here or saying shit here. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. But
shit was an easy one. They just put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great.
Or they say damn.
Didn't even have to change the rhyme.
Yeah, they said damn instead of fuck or something like that. Like it was wording like that I understood. But you're right.
There's others that just were like, really? That's necessary? I don't think so.
No, I agree with you. So I have, like I said, I wrote down a lot of things under positives. I have two honorable mentions that I just want to throw out there just for conversation purposes. The set, I love the set. I know Rob is saying he had issues with the set. I thought it was fantastic for what they were trying to do, and it was such a big space. Like I didn't realize how big it was until they like zoomed in past where they were to go into You're Okay Honey. I'm like, wow, this is a big set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the set too.
Yeah.
I liked the set. I didn't like how they used it some of the time, like in why can't I think of the title? The end of the millennium. What's the title of the song?
Oh, What You Want.
Oh, You're What You Own.
What You Own. Yeah. Roger and Mark were more like it felt like a concert instead of a show. Because they were up on that little runway things, like playing to that live audience on the floor. And it made the stage seem more like a rock band concert instead of a Broadway show playing to a bigger audience.
I will never say a bad thing of What You Own because that was one of my all-time favorite songs. But when they stage dove, I'm like, what? What are you doing? I loved it, but it was weird.
My daughter walked out of the room, and I'm like, they're stage diving. She's like, why?
It was funny, though. And then, but if you watch the end of What You Want, I think, Em, if you go through it again, you can see where he gets hurt. You can see his foot get hurt when he's going up.
Really?
Up. If you watch him, they get out of the crowd, and then they jump on that thing that goes back up on the set. He hit his foot right there. And you can see him looking at his foot at the end of the song. Like, you can see him like, oh, shit, what did I do? So.
All right.
Yeah, I noticed it because me and Mandy were looking for it. So I was like, oh, there it is. And
was there a reason that they changed the year from 1989 to 1991?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I thought that because there was no. Well, I think I discussed this on the show back at the very beginning. I've noticed that on the Broadway show there is no year, and then
it never says it.
The movie brought in 1989, 1990. And then this brings us to 1991, 1992, which I don't really know why.
Because he actually says December 24th, 1991. in the very beginning.
And then he also says right before Over the Moon, he said the end of 1991, like during his he's trying to be a newsman, which I thought was great. Like he's setting it up the Over the Moon performance, and he says the end of 1991. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? Let's go with it.
And did you guys catch the SantaCon Santas? I mean, they were hard to miss.
Yes, I did catch that. That was very funny.
I did not need those.
No, that was unexpected. I didn't know. And finally, of course, we ended the whole show with the grand finale of Seasons of Love. And when we got to the end, I'm just going to tell this story real fast because I've been very open in the show. When they started going into finale B, we're live and everyone's singing and everyone's going crazy. And then they all start doing the group thing. And I am starting to crying again because I'm getting really emotional. And then Jonathan Larson's picture pops up on the screen.
Oh, yeah, that made it so much worse for me. I was in tears.
I completely lost it. I'm smiling, but I'm crying. Like, I'm completely bawling in tears. And then the cast comes out. And I'm like, oh, my God. And there was
such a huge difference in the performance when they went live.
Yeah.
Which is what kind of sold the deal for me back when I kept saying it's a rehearsal. They're not really performing. Like you could see the drastic difference in the performance when we got to the point where they were actually live. And that's the part that had me in tears.
Yeah. And so me and Mandy are watching it in the living room. CJ was hanging out with his papa on the computer. And he comes in and I am bawling. Like I am crying. And staring at the TV, they're singing Seasons of Love, and I'm bawling. And he looks, he's like, "Are you okay?" And then Mandy looks at him like, "He's fine. Just come back in a few minutes."
He's fine. Man. It's rent.
Exactly. So, Rob, the end. I know Emily jumped in. Rob, your thoughts on the end of all this?
I loved when the original cast came in, especially because they had some that weren't in the movie.
Yeah,
which was
great. Daphne, and I was like, "Oh my God, they brought everybody here!" And they let Jesse have a lead, and I lost it. So, especially because I see him every week on The Flash, so
yeah,
yay! So, that was an amazing ending. So, overall, which I want to see if we can get a little bit of a 5-star rating out of this. Emily, out of 5, where do you put this?
Oh, don't make me go first.
Okay. Rob, out of 5, you go first.
No. Okay. All right, I'll go. I don't want to go first. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay. So out of 5. Overall, I'd say it's only like a 2 to 3 for me.
Okay.
But I like that it happened, and I like that it might do something for Rent elsewhere, because Rent is currently on tour.
Yes.
I want to see it. It's coming again in, I think, May, and I want to see it one more time.
I will.
I think the positives are good, and there are reasons for some of the negatives, as we said.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I can't go 5 because Grease Live is 5. I can't go that high. I can't. I'm gonna go with a 4 because I really, really enjoyed it. But there are a lot of faults. There are a lot of issues. There's a lot of problems. But I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm going to go with a 4. But like Rob said, this is something important. We saw Rent on Fox. That's a big deal. And this is leading to Hair in a few months. I still can't believe that's happening.
I don't know how that.
I don't know how they're going to pull that off. But how did they pull Rent off? So weirder things have happened already.
But they're not naked in Rent.
True.
So
they just have to frame the cameras just right.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, Rob, were you the one that was on the show that commented about the wardrobe? Were you the one on the show that said that they should change the wardrobe, like bring in different outfits, and they did that finally for this show? So are you happy about that?
Yes. Well, some of them, a few, like Mimi's outfits were almost like a couple of her outfits were like the exact same thing I've seen before. But some of them, they were actually different. I was, yay.
There you go.
They did something.
So I stalled enough. Emily, go ahead.
All right. I love this show. This show has a special place in my heart. It always will. I want to rate it higher than I know I should. I want to be in that 4.5, 5 rating area, but I can't. I just can't. I don't even know that I can go as high as a 4. I would have to go with a 3.5 out of 5. And for all the reasons that we said, I still think it was a poor decision to air the dress rehearsal. I think they should. I think the audience, and I think I would feel differently if they aired the live concert that was performed. Even if we didn't get what we thought we were going to get, I still think it would have been better because it was a real performance. And I know I'm hung up on that, but like that bothers me so much. And they had this whole, they kept saying, you know, the spirit of Rent, so the performance must go on. But it really didn't to us. It did for the live audience, yes. But for us, it didn't. You just aired what you practiced the day before.
When did the injury happen?
During
it happened
what you own.
The very, yeah.
No, I know in the show. I mean, like it was on Saturday, right?
The night before.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
So they had a day to make this decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was Fox that made the decision not to, because they did perform. They performed that night. They performed a concert. All the footage I've seen from that is unbelievable. That I would give a 4.5 at least. What I've seen.
Emily, I have a question for you.
I want to watch that now.
Yeah, I have a question.
I've only seen one clip.
Me and Mandy were going back and forth about this, watching this. I think there's a happy median. If you aired the tape stuff with Roger, but then you went live for like Take Me or Leave Me or I'll Cover You or a song that he's not involved in.
Right.
Why
like
didn't they do that? Like,
well, he also doesn't dance much.
No,
he could have been sitting a lot.
I agree.
They very easily could have reworked the blocking to have him sitting.
Like they did during
a
finale
thousand
B.
things they could have done.
Yeah, I agree.
And from what I've seen that they did do at that concert, they had like a TV setup to show what the blocking would have been. I would have even been happy with that. I thought they were just going to do pre-recorded for his scenes. I thought they were going to do exactly what you guys said. And everything else would be live. What?
Yeah. I would have been cool with. That would have been interesting. You jump back and forth. The live logo can come up on top of the screen. Because he wasn't in the whole show. He's not in the whole show. So like,
and they could even announce at the beginning he hurt his foot. That's why he's got a thing on his foot. We're not going to explain it in the show. Move on.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Something else they could have done. But again, I understand where they're coming from, but there were other ways around it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sorry, but being someone that even like directs musical theater for a living, granted not like famously, how do you not understudy the main role?
True. NBC doesn't either. NBC apparently does not do that either. I found that out through everything that was going on. They didn't understudy on Grease. They didn't understudy on Jesus Christ Superstar. That's 2 different networks. So it's the same thing.
I think it's possibly got to do with contracts because they're they're hyping that these are the people that are going to be performing.
Yeah, they use them to promote it.
Right. So I guess that's probably why. But like still, I don't know. That just really bothered me. The fact that they chose to air the dress rehearsal rather than that. But again, going back to what you guys said, it's still Rent. It's still Rent being aired. It's still, it introduces it to a whole new generation of kids. I'm a teacher, so that's the thing that's going to stick with me.
True.
True.
And if both versions are on DVD, that'll be a good DVD.
Right.
Yes, that I will buy that the day it comes out.
Rob, why do I have this feeling? And this is me as an MMX host. Why do I have this feeling I'm bringing this show back for season 2 when that DVD comes out? I have a weird feeling I'm going to do that.
DVD comes out, another special episode.
Yeah, or I might do season 2 and go through that. I have a weird feeling I might end up doing that in 2020.
Oh, that could be good.
Yeah. So,
and then you could talk about the differences in the 2 versions of this, too.
Exactly. We could have fun with that. But that'll be 2020. So, let's get out of here.
If you guys watch nothing else, watch the I'll Cover You reprise from, and I think it is on Broadway World. I'm almost positive that's where I got it from. It will make Blake. It'll make you cry for sure. Rob, I don't know you that well, so I can't say.
That song will usually make me cry.
And
I've seen some great people perform it.
And I don't want to give it away, but this is the performance that I wanted to see. So watch that, and you will feel a lot better.
Fair enough.
Cool.
Fair enough. So, Emily,